In this video, I'm going to explain about grain lines and cutting out techniques. On your fabric, you have a warp grain line which runs parallel to the selvage edge. This is the selvage. And you have a weft line which runs at 90 degrees to the selvage edge. You also have a bias which runs at 45 degrees to the selvage edge. This has got stretch in it. The warp is the strongest and the weft is also strong. In your pattern pieces, you have the grain line marked. This is the line that should run parallel to the selvage edge or the warp. On the sleeve, the grain line runs in the centre from the top to the bottom. Your pattern pieces will say what garment it's for, the size it's for, and also have the grain line on it. You have marks for the darts, which are drill holes. There are also notches to help you match up when sewing. When you place it on your fabric, you can fold your fabric. If you want a pair, fold your fabric with right sides together, and the selvage should be an equal distance to the grain line. You have 25 centimetres there and 25 centimetres there. That means you know that that is on the straight grain. If you have folded your fabric like this, make sure that the fold line is on the straight grain, so an equal distance from the selvage to the fold. If you want your piece to be in one piece and placed on the fold, you can fold your fabric so that the selvage is an equal distance from the fold line. Place the centre of the piece, this is the back, on the fold. Place your weight on the pattern piece. The pattern pieces do not have any seam allowances, so you need to add these when you mark up. In this case, we're going to use a 1 centimetre seam allowance. So place your pattern master 1 centimetre away from the pattern and draw a line. You just move your pattern master around as you follow the line of the pattern. As this is the wrong side of the fabric, it doesn't matter that you're marking the fabric. Now you need to mark the notch positions. These will help you when you come to sew up your garment. And the dart positions where the drill holes are. Also mark at the centre back point. I've put some pins in just to hold it in place when I'm cutting out, and then cut out in the centre of the line and try and keep your scissors flat on the table. If it's a bit awkward to get to the far side of the lines, just cut a rough line . Then you can turn it round and cut the accurate line when it's near you. At the notch points, just cut no more than half of the seam allowance, a little nip, so that you can match this up when you're sewing. With the drill points, you just put a pin through each point to mark on the opposite side of the garment. This again will be on the wrong side because you've placed your fabric right sides together. If you're using a dark coloured fabric, you could use chalk. If you're using a light coloured fabric, use pencil. Both of these can be removed. You can also get pens which can disappear when heated if you wanted to use this, if you're worried about getting marks. You can make the fold line as narrow or as deep as possible so that you can get the most economical use out of your fabric when you're placing your pieces on the fabric. This takes a bit of trial and error.